just because of my busy ass schedule. I've been working 6 out of 7 days of the week. I have 2 jobs, so I haven't had a lot of time here or there to squeeze out more videos, but I might as well get back into the swing of things, and why not start with a movie that absolutely no one cares about? I'm not going to delude you, and I'm not going to try to build this movie up like it's something special. It came out in March, early March, or early to mid-March. It is a movie, and it is one of the last movies that I think may have come out in the theater. Like, the theaters got shut down. We don't know when they'll be back because of the coronavirus, so it could be one of the last movies that you get to see in theaters this year. Bloodshot is a movie that is directed by, I don't know, because I don't really care about this movie enough to know who the director is. Trust me, I'm actually sparing him because this is a bad movie and I don't want to besmirch him or throw dirt on his name, but let's just be glad that I can't remember his name right now. This movie stars Vin Diesel, Isaac Gonzalez, Guy Pearce, and it is a comic book movie that is based on a comic book character named Bloodshot. You guys see him? Yeah, that's Bloodshot, and that is a comic book character from Valiant Comics. I knew the bare bones minimum about this character before this movie came out. I knew the basics, I knew enough about him, but I won't pretend to be an expert on Bloodshot and his comics. This is an origin story where Vin Diesel stars as a soldier named Ray Garrison, and Ray Garrison and his wife get killed after a mission gone wrong. Then all of a sudden, Ray wakes up to find out that these scientists have resuscitated him. They have brought him back to life. And in doing so, they have used this technology and fused it with his body to give him superpowers. These powers where he can heal his injuries in his body at a molecular level using some kind of technology, and it also gives him superhuman strength. Basically, if you saw the trailer, you already know what this movie is. You saw exactly what this movie is. It's gonna be a revenge story. It's gonna be Vin Diesel going out trying to find out who killed him and his wife, and there's a conspiracy or something or whatever. Positives. Whew. Okay, I have seen worse comic book movies. This is the most backhanded way that I can compliment this movie, but I am going to tell you guys that it could be worse. Like, we've seen Catwoman and Elektra and movies like that, Ghost Rider, I mean, Fan4stick. There are worse comic book movies than this, for sure. I think you could watch it and be somewhat entertained by some of the action scenes, and if you like Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel in the movie, so you might enjoy that. The only replay value for me in this movie is seeing Isaac Gonzalez. Isaac Gonzalez is in this movie. I actually don't even remember her name in this movie, but she's damn fine to look at. Again, that's a backhanded compliment. I don't mean that to say that she wasn't somewhat good in the movie, performance-wise. Like, she was fine, but it's just, there's not much here for me to grab onto, so I'm grabbing onto whatever I can dick first. And I'm sorry, but she just happens to get the brunt of that because she's the most attractive person in the movie. What can I say? As far as the rest of the movie goes, yeah, like I said, it's not that good. It's not that memorable. It's kind of forgettable. It's mindless and not necessarily in a good way. Start with the characters in this movie. There are no real characters in this movie. There are basic cliches, and there are the cardboard clip versions of these characters. Vin Diesel is in this movie, but Vin Diesel is playing the same character that Vin Diesel always plays in this movie. I love the guy. I think he's a good guy, and I like him in the Fast and Furious movies. Vin Diesel is an actor that just does not have that much range. He pretty much plays the same type of person in every movie he's in. Usually that works somewhat because he's really good at playing that character, but in this movie actually does require him to be a little bit more emotional in some spots, and yeah, that shit didn't work out. I watched this movie and I didn't really feel like I was watching a Bloodshot movie. I felt like I was watching a Vin Diesel action movie that they happened to call Bloodshot. Like, if you take Bloodshot out of the name, it could have just been any old action movie. It didn't even need to be called Bloodshot. It's bare bones stuff. Like, none of these actors and actresses are really given that much to work with. Guy Pearce, God bless you, this is a paycheck movie. He is just the most stereotypical, standard issue villain that you've ever seen in a movie like this. The script is just so transparent. You can see everything coming from 1,000 miles away. You know everything before it's going to happen. You can guess scenes and moments and even dialogue before it happens. It's one of those screenplays that tries to set itself up for some twists, but the twists are so obvious, and then the movie also suffers from some really insufferable dialogue. There's so much mindless, useless exposition in this movie. There's just no way you can watch it and not get bored at a certain point, because it's like, I already know this shit before you tell me, and then you're gonna go ahead and tell me anyways. Good. When is this movie over, man? There's one character in the movie that's actually a complete cartoon character. I'm not really sure what his deal was. Very predictable, safe action movie where the action scenes aren't even really all that good. It's the most 2004, 2003 action movie that I have seen in modern times in quite a while. Like, it's just got that style of action, quick cuts, shaky cam, all that stuff, an overuse of really bad CGI. Just not missing anything with this one. Like, there's nothing that that I said here in this review that you couldn't have already guessed from watching the trailer. Like I said, if you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. Why are you even bothering with this movie? I'm not even gonna bother giving this movie a rating. There's no real point. You can probably guess what I would give it. I'd give it something low, like Kryptonite. Although, again, in fairness, I have seen worse, but I was just numb to this movie by the time it was over. I just couldn't bring myself to give a shit about anything. Those are my thoughts on Bloodshot. Tell me, have you seen it? You didn't see it. You probably didn't see it, and if you did see it, you don't care about it. So, new plan. What is your new favorite comic book movie that came out this year? Even though we haven't seen all of them, but just what's your favorite one so far this year? Is there a rebel out there who might say Bloodshot? Comment below and let me know. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.